And I've noticed online, and I've not been online much for the last couple of weeks, right? But I've noticed it since before that. There's a feed being showed where it's us and them. You know, you look at Twitter, you look at Celtic forums, and you go, well, you know what? I've supported the game with you for so long, but this is just it. I mean, that Brighton seats was terrible. Aye, of course, Brighton seats was terrible, or it's a bad thing. But by fuck, it's a couple of fucking seats. Look what happened when. Look at where the amount of seats that have been broken in the past, where the other clubs have been given the fucking bill, whether they've been visiting Celtic Park or Celtic fans have been visiting, say, the Piggery or the Ibrox or whatever you want to call it. And it's been dealt with. This has been this whole circumstance has been orchestrated because it's the whole going back to the whole thing where give them enough rope and they'll fucking hang themselves. Like, that was said with a man, you know, that was said with a guy, you know that yourself, Tommy, right? That was said with a guy, and this is very true. And I don't think it's right, Tommy. I don't think it's right that there's people, you know that way, you know people online, and people have got an online persona for me, right? You know that yourself. People have got an online persona, and you maybe follow them, or you've followed them on Twitter, or you follow them on forums, and you think that guy's fucking brand new, and then you take with the whole thing. They're swallowing the fucking PLC line. Like,
sounds like you're swallowing your fucking phone at times, never mind the fucking thing. What's going on?
Right, I'll stop it then. Right? Do you know what I mean? It's like, I was always brought up to believe, question authority. I don't mean that as you're knowing your bar, but it's question authority. See, with the establishment's telling you, always question it, right? But I think too many ones now go, well, it was 6 points. Fucking right, it was 6 points. Aye, it was nice, it was right. But it was fucking seats, plastic seats, you know. And to blame that section of fans, and you've seen the coverage yourself, Tommy, on the TV and that. It was an orchestrated fucking campaign, you know. An orchestrated campaign. I don't think it's right, Tommy.
I know, mate. You're right. Right, you're getting banned, mate. You've spoke too much sense. You've told us too much, mate. You're too good, mate, and I'm going to have to ban you.
Tommy,
I'm too jealous of you, mate, because you're too brainy and too clever for me. I can't handle your brains here.
Tommy, stop fucking blowing smoke up, man, for fuck's sake.
No, well, I just seen a few of the comments. I mean, there's a lot of other people out there as well, mate, and I'm just glad that there's. I mean, you're saying. I mean, I don't say anything new, mate. I just repeat what other people say as well, mate. And you're not saying anything new. You're re-emphasising what a lot of us feel, mate, and that's how you're striking a chord. And I mean, fair play to you, mate. That's what I'm saying. Just thanks a lot.
Just the end, Tommy. Right? See, when I phoned up, right, I thought to myself, I don't really know if I want to fucking. I don't really I couldn't myself. You know that way. You know that way when you're not being a group of pals and that, and it's sort of onto the conversation and whatever. And you go, I don't want to speak my own. You go, because you know that was the whole feeling I had the night. But you know something, there's times where things don't really said. You see, people don't agree with it. Then fair enough, they're entitled to their opinion. But basically, this call I think, in my opinion, for me, and you know,
I appreciate it, mate. That's about. Have you ever phoned anything like this before, mate? No.
No.
God bless you, mate. Because all I want today, mate, is just. I mean, you know, if you've been listening to me for ages, you know what I've been trying to do. I don't need to explain it, mate. But
I have been listening now.
So I'm just happy when somebody phones in who, like that boy last night, Jungle Jamesy. He hadn't. I don't know. I've never heard his voice before, but I just seen him. He posts a lot of sense and he talked a lot of sense, and I'm just so happy that there's so many Celtic fans out there who care, who are daft enough to care about something as silly as a beautiful thing as Celtic having principles. Like you said earlier on, you're not going to get the reason why Rangers are what they are. Their mindset is we are the people, fuck everybody else. We've got an entitlement attitude, you know, an arrogant attitude. We're better than yous and we'll fucking take it anyway, and if we don't like it then we'll beat yous up or we'll fucking beat our wife up.
Absolutely.
You know, so they've got that mindset, and that's their political fucking outlook in life. We've got a mindset as, hold on, because of our background, if we start thinking about where our fathers came from, where our grandfathers came from, if you come from a Muslim background as a Celtic fan, or a Jewish background as a Celtic fan, or a Catholic background, or even a Protestant fucking background as a Celtic fan, or any background, you can see clearly the principles of what the club is founded on out of oppression. And so if your family has suffered from oppression, then you shouldn't be supporting the Zionists. So there shouldn't be a Zionist supporting member who's a baron, a member of a British fucking establishment who takes a title like that. They shouldn't be there at Celtic. There shouldn't have been John Reid there as part of a British government while they were sending tacky boots into Afghanistan, bringing a lively terror with British troops. He shouldn't have been sitting there at Celtic Park while he sent troops into Iraq, another country suffering from the might of British imperialism. This shouldn't be allowed to happen. There shouldn't be a PLC, a CEO sitting with £1 million a year. That's 20,000 a week. Well, people are dying in the East End of Glasgow because they can't either heat or feed themselves. And he's got a heated driveway. This has all gone too far, mate. And it takes people, like you said, for you to come on and do it, mate. I'm so happy because it's going to have to take more people to do this, mate, to phone up. Not to phone up me, but to phone up. I've phoned Peter Lawwell to the stage. I've been asking for interviews and doing it nice to Eleanor, but it got to a stage she had to phone the police because they were leaving messages. So it should get to a stage. Everybody should be phoning Eleanor and saying, look, I want to talk to Peter. Everybody should be phoning. Well, maybe no, I'm not advocating everybody should be phoning, but everybody should be
and how the fans feel. As I said to you before, the fucking G31 postcode or whatever it is that Parkhead is. I'm in Parkhead myself. My postcode is G31. It's one of the poorest postcodes in the whole the so-called United Kingdom, right? And yet they get fucking millionaires sorting it there every single week, which is fine, fair enough. That's really like
your line's cracking up here. Your line's cracking up, John. Here a bit bad, don't it? Do you want me to phone you back?
Right, so, no, I'm fine. See if that's what life's gave you, where you're really well off and you've fucking got a good turn in life, which is fair enough. Who wants to deny that to anybody? But see, when you're rolling into one of the poorest postcodes in the UK, then it's about time that organisation as a whole gives back to the community, right? And I'm not talking about sell the Celtic charity fund. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like a day where there was a fucking appeal for just basic stuff for Christmas for families that can't feed their kids or can't feed themselves, right? We're talking about beans, we're talking about pasta, we're talking about white label shit out of supermarkets that cost pennies, and yet Celtic PLC / the board wouldn't sanction a fucking message on their website, a message elsewhere saying this is what we're doing on Saturday. It's a Green Brigade that's organising it. All you have to do is say, it's a Green Brigade's organising it. They don't always agree with Green Brigade, but fair play to them for that. Take your hats after them. That's what it means. But they don't want to be seen. They don't want to be... This is another point I'm trying to make to them. Tony, is back in the bus, keep your head down. Fair enough, right? If you know the guy, you do that. This is fucking 2013 going to 2014. All Celtic have to say is, Green Brigade, we don't actually particularly agree with their fucking political outlook, but we will support them in food banks, we will support them in X, Y, and Z, we will support them on the Palestine. You're not going to say that, the Palestine situation. You're not going to say that, but at the end of the day, we're on a fucking Green Brigade big display. No, we'll do, put that in a canvas and put it in the shop. This is what scandals me. This is what scandals me, Tommy. You know what I mean? And I'm sure it's scandaled a lot of other Celtic fans that were brought up in a sort of socialist, nationalist, Republican, downtrodden sort of way where you're brought up with a fucking you're made to feel in your own community that you're sort of a certain class citizen or blah blah blah, So they should be specific about it to the media. They should be specific about it to the establishment. And you know what? We don't particularly agree with these fan groups. We don't particularly agree with the political persuasion of these fan groups. But you know what? These fan groups are doing something good. They're doing that to the community. They're starting to love the space to feed that community, and yet they couldn't do it. To me, that's a damning indictment. That tells you all you need to know about the actual core thinking of the board and Parkhead in general,
I hear you, mate, I hear you.
But Tommy, you've got my number anyway, right? So I'll listen every week anyway, so I'll phone in again. I'll no try and bold you or your fucking listeners, and no doubt want a tune on or whatever, but keep the tunes flowing and just give me a wee bell when whatever you talk about. But I'm enjoying it. You want to have a rant, and sorry having a rant to people that's involved in me, I'll listen to this, blah blah. But it's good to bounce ideas, It's good to bounce ideas, and I think that's what we as a support need, to have an open forum, because there's too many people that listen to Clyde Wang and Hugh Keegan's giving it. Well, you know what, Hearts and the moral victory of Hearts. What are you talking about?
One of the saddest things for me this year, right, was me stopping doing my shows at 6 o'clock. I was building up some wee audience for that. See, every night, the amount of people I was giving people an alternative against Clyde, and God willing, you get that fag or joint sparked up again, right, and I'll speak to you soon. But God willing, see once
No, Joe, I was staying there. No, hang on, Tommy. No, I was staying there. I was putting my charger out in my phone because I've spoke for about a fucking year. Sorry, guys, man.
Tell me you're on speaker. You on speakerphone, or have you had that against your lug hole?
That's me against the lug hole now. You hear me better?
Your head, you get more radiation in it than the Fukushima fucking radiation plant there, mate. See
next time I phone you, and I'll go into Skype and I'll get your Skype number and I'll do with the headset and all that. How's that sound?
Definitely, mate. As long as it's a good quality one. If it's not a good quality one, then I'll just resort to phoning your radiation phone again.
Yeah.
No, but listen, mate, it's been brilliant talking to you, mate. So just any time you want to phone, mate, it's like you say, it's about collectivising and soon, once I get my wee set up, mate, as I said, I'm going to start doing my lunchtime shows. I'll be doing my evening one and the night one, and we'll take it from there. But the evening shows, it's all about giving people an alternative to that Clyde, and they've had it their own way for far too long, and doing just to take the business away from them, mate. So I'll be going back to that wee format. I was gutted that I had to stop it, but it was because of I was getting tough out the old at the time, so I had to go and get my shit together, But even just for that month or so that I did it, mate, it was.
Well, Tommy, I'll help you in any way I can, pal, and keep my number. And even in the show's known, give me a wee phone or give me a wee text or something. I'll help you out in the bother. You know what I mean?
God bless, mate. No, I love you, mate. Take care, right? Appreciate it, mate.
All right, Tommy.
Have a good Christmas, mate. Right? All the best.
You too. All the best, Tommy. Cheers, pal.
God bless, mate. There you go. No, well, the stuff I said, I'm not wanting any sympathy. I'm not wanting any, what do you call it? I don't need sympathy. I'm the penniless billionaire. It's not just a thing with slogan, it's the truth. I am an absolute billionaire. 3 billion people live in less than $1 a day. 3 billion people don't have fresh, clean water. I've got a bottle of juice here I can open up. In 15 seconds I can walk to a tap and fill up as much water and drink as much as I want. I've got food there.